Hi everybody. So today I am presenting for the critical assignment on the small group potentiality assignment. That's
tiny.
That guy's part of my small group. So what I found a little bit daunting of a task for me, I could have sat here and I could have made up something which probably would have worked better in terms of the assignment, but I wanted to use some sort of real life aspect to this. I have been removed from the workforce for about 9 years at this point. I don't have a church that I attend regularly, so being involved in a small group is quite difficult, though I do remember those days from being PTA president, being on the PTA board in different aspects when a couple of my kids were younger, working as an intern in the corporate communications department at Universal Studios Hollywood. But what I wanted to do here, since we were supposed to set up a goal, is I wanted to look at where life is currently for me. One of the examples I used at the beginning of this class was that a small group for me is also comprised of my now shrunken family. Well, shrunken by one. My 4 children and myself. Over the last 8 months, I say we, have been going through a divorce. So what I wanted to do is present the fact that one of the things that are working for us is to set up a goal to ultimately be happy and successful long term. How we can gauge this, it's almost intangible to really know and to gauge exactly how any of this is going to take place. But one of the things that we are working on, and one of the things that we've understood, is the idea of building cohesion. It's very important. A lot of times in these situations you have where the parents decide, and that's great. They just tell the kids, hey, we're getting a divorce, this is how life is. I was fortunate in the fact that we were able to sit down as a unit and talk, and through this entire process we've been talking, we've been communicating. So one of the first things we learned when we sat down with the children, because they were so interactive, is that communication is a transaction. The children were both receivers of the information as well as senders, asking questions, voicing concerns and opinions and things of that nature. One of the other cues that we need to look forward or look at going forward constantly is nonverbal communication, because what they might be saying when they say we're fine, their demeanor might betray something else. So we've sat, my little group and I can't vouch for what goes on at Dad's house, but we sit and we talk periodically kind of about everyone's emotions, where things are going. We're able to give each other input, decide on certain things like discipline. We talk about that. We talk about what's inappropriate and what's not, and the fact that rules still apply despite the fact that we are all going through this divorce. Talk to the children and get their input about where we should live, because at the end of the day, where we live affects them just as much as it's convenient or feasible for me. So setting goals and things going forward is something that I, as the leader of this group, is keeping open. I think at any one point, any one of us can come up with an idea to kind of help move our family unit further. And one of the concepts that I would apply to this is situational contingency perspective, matching styles with circumstances. Everything needs to remain fluid in this group and in how we're going to achieve this goal long term. And again, though there's no deadline and no specific way in which any of this will take place, it is important for us to know that any one of us can step in. My children range from age 3. Okay, maybe the 3-year-old can't. But 3, 8, 9, and 14, the 14-year-old has stepped up quite a bit to help out in this process. And there's no opinion that any of these children can have that would be deemed ridiculous or something that is not able to help the collective unit. So I have no problem giving up leadership, being all-inclusive in this. Prayer is something we apply to this every day. Not many small groups can do that. When you're in a business organization, you don't typically pray for guidance, and we attempt to do this and look for guidance spiritually in this process. Whether we have a specific church or not, we're trying to find our feet. And so, though I've taken an unconventional approach to this by using this example, I believe that all the concepts in the textbook is easily applied to any group that you're running or working a part of if you have a common goal. At the end of this, our common goal is to be happy and successful going forward as a smaller family unit and during this time of great transition for us. I look at 1 Corinthians, and it says, "Now I beseech you, brethren, by the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, that ye all speak the same thing, and that there be no divisions among you, that ye be perfectly joined in the same mind and in the same judgment." I'll end with that for us, is that we are of the same mind and the same judgment. We are a cohesive unit, and we're attempting our best, even in the mayhem. We're attempting our best to ultimately reach our goals, and that's my presentation. Thank you.